And welcome back, everyone, to its last call. Last call with the alcohol only on. It is the Last Call Blue Wire Hustle YouTube channel. Now joining me here in location, he's getting ready for his fight against Mickey Gall. He's excited. He's even dropped a weight class. We're looking forward to him in action. I give you once again longtime guest of his show and now new welterweight UFC fighter. I give you Jordan Williams. So Jordan, let's have the big question here. Why welterweight? What made you decide to drop down a weight class and not be able to eat as much food as you usually like?
Well, it's like I'm at a higher level now, and I was not that good with my eating habits before. I would eat whatever. I would eat like every meal was my last meal, like the last supper, because I was cutting so much weight. I was dropping about like 30 pounds, so which just doesn't feel good for anyone, let alone a diabetic. And now that I'm at the higher resources, not only being in the UFC, but just mentally, I've been able to dial down and just walk around at 180, 182. Instead of when I was fighting 185, I'd walk around at like 190, 195. And before that, when I fought at 170, the first go at it, I was 200 or 200, like 205. So it's been a little bit of a journey, as long as like with my eating habits as well as my weight classes.
So tell me about what you've done now in terms of, as you said, you've changed your eating habits. You're doing a lot more healthier stuff. Like, what kind of stuff? Like, how much have you changed your diet? How much have you worked on, making sure, okay, well, I'm going to cut out these foods. I'm going to add these foods. Like, how much have you now been, working on the nutrition aspect?
Well, just first off, being aware of what supplements help with the diabetes, and now like I actually have a supplement that one of my new sponsors gave me. So that actually, like, keeping an autoimmune in check, is a good idea. And I implemented coconut oil a lot in my diet, like for a long time now, and that's been a really beneficial factor for me. So just like, and it's like little things like, no, not eating so late at night unless I have to. Like I said, I'm a diabetic, and I felt guilty because last night I had a low, and I've been having a lot more lows ever since I got the stem cell therapy recently in Guatemala. That's supposed to help with my diabetes. Since my blood sugar levels have changed, or my insulin levels have changed, I've been having a lot of lows. So last night I had to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at like 11. Don't tell my coach. I stayed up till like 11, 12, until like late at night. I was on the phone with my girl, and I had to eat a PB&J. So just really staying away from bad habits. Like I said, just I had bad habits, not good habits. I still eat the same. I mean, I've always kind of ate healthy. I just eat a little bit less and eat on a timely schedule.
We're going to go back to this and a lot more. But first, let's take us back to your upcoming fight. It's going to be you, Mickey Gall. He's become famous, and look, he's a nice guy. But how much do you look at this fight and go, "This is a tailor-made fight for me"? If I stick to the script, if I don't get cocky, this is the kind of fight that I should be able to just take over.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when it's funny. I saw another interview that I did earlier, like posted to them, like, saying, "Oh, I compare Mickey to Logan Paul." I was like, "Well, I got a little deep in my reference, but I give respect to Mickey Gall. He's 6-3. I think he's had only one fight outside the UFC, which makes him having still a winning record, and in the hardest organization on earth. So I give many props to him, but I just know my level, my caliber, and the only reason I don't have 5 wins in the UFC is because I haven't been here that long, and I'm been eager to make a statement. So I not only do I feel like skill and talent wise, I just outmatch him, but really health wise too. Like, I've been like I went to my last fight with a broken neck and a broken knee. a recovering broken knee, so I wasn't able to run. I still had all the side effects from having a broken knee because I couldn't. I did one martial art in the many that people do. So I just feel like for this fight, I'm just all around more dynamically ready from every aspect.
How much does it when you look at him? How much do you look and go, okay? The one thing you look out from guessing is the ground game because he's done that. He's shown he can submit people, whether it's
Mhm.
Sage Northcutt, George Sullivan. He knows his way around the gi. He knows his way around, chokes, arm bars, anything. He is with the Miller brothers, so he's been coached well. How much do you look at that and go, okay, I got to be more careful with my wrestling because if I leave my head exposed, if I do something stupid, he will catch it. Next thing you know, I'm in trouble.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, he's everyone can do that. So I feel like I just feel that even like that's his style is to be on the ground. And that's where he started from. And I feel like I'm just a better wrestler. And like I grew up wrestling with like names like Ben Askren. Like our families used to travel together to Iowa and wrestle at these tournaments out of the states because we were doing really good in Wisconsin. So I feel like my ground game is underrated, and a lot of the reason why no one's ever seen it is because I've been fighting these big motherfuckers um at 185. So now at 170, if I want to wrestle, I can now. I will because I didn't want to waste my knockout juice on out wrestling Gregory Rodriguez. Like why? You've seen him, I've seen him. So now I'm going against bodies of my own size. And Mickey Gall, his strength is like everyone knows me from my knockouts and my boxing. Like I started wrestling. So if you really want to pull me down to my roots, we can go there. We can dig up some history if you want to see what my background is. So like that's what I say to his strength. And then to the new thing that he's learning, his stand up, he look like he looks good technique wise, but it's something like he's gonna have to make shit land. He's gonna have to make it land hard on me. Like he's I just don't think he has the power that I have. And now I'm at high elevation. My cardio's going up. I can actually run for cardio this fight because my knee's not broke. And it's so like that. My strengths are that everyone has only seen in my recent fights have been recent additives to my MMA like world or equation.
Take me back to the Nasruddin Imam fight. I know going in you were very confident. You had everything planned out. What went right? What went wrong? How much you look at that fight and go, okay, this is what happens now when I'm, a smaller guy. This is what happens when you have a guy cutting from 200 to make 185 compared to a guy who's walking around at 185.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just like I was humbled, you know, and and like now that like before I wasn't about cutting weight, and that fight real made me realize like not only was I not about cutting weight, was like I only cut because I still cut like I said I managed it because I was like 190 195 and I would like just float 10 pounds of water weight. Like I really didn't skip meals at all walking at fighting at 185. It's just like when you get closer to the fight, my weight would just even drop even more. So I just needed to I didn't take that into account of how much of a swing that was. So we were like, well, now I'm really not even gonna cut that much weight if I go down to 170. So so I was humbled, definitely by the body size, but like I still to this like I haven't been rocked at 185 by anyone. I was rocked by an involved headbutt that did kind of like that did a little shake me. I was a little, it just stung me a little bit, but uh 170 seems more like more of a goal, like more of a doable um uh goal after that last fight. That's what I learned from him. And you know, shoot, the dude had a good right hand. I'm not gonna take that away from him. Like, you know.
Speaking of, learning, how much was last year for you also just a learning experience with everything going on with COVID, with restrictions? I know that, you were one of the guys who fought in that whole bubble thing. Before that, you hadn't fought since 2019. How much of it last year was about you learning, okay, I can overcome everything. I mean, if this world sucks as bad, you know what? I can still overcome it because I'm just that much mentally tougher.
I mean, yeah, the nail has been hit on the head, my man. Uh, that's basically it. It was a world of chaos, and I was able to take that chaos, or at least drive my career and ambition through it. Like I waited, I was patient, you know, through that layoff that you talked about, and I just knew that I have the greatest management in the world. Shout out to everyone in sports these Jason House and Jeremy for just doing their thing, and everyone there. Um, I just knew if I just wait patient through that and just trained hard, um, I was gonna get a fight and get a chance to get through 2020 with at least a chance to get a contract, and thankfully so, it did come to fruition. But at that same note, like I did lose my last fight, so you know the silver lining is now I have a strong asterisk on what I need to learn and what and how to learn it, and that's why again I made the move to Colorado.
I gotta ask, how excited are you about your next fight? Just literally having fans, because you're a guy who loves, to have a crowd. You love to feel it, the
Hmm.
excitement, people around. Last fight, there was nobody, so I'm guessing he's like, oh, it's kind of weird. It kind of sucks. Fans are now allowed back, and we're getting everything back. So when Vegas rolls around, you'll be fighting in front of fans. How happy are you about it? You're actually gonna hear like people cheering, and you want to stay in this bubble all 24/7 almost.
Hey man, I have one more fight before I get in front of a crowd. You know, Mickey Gall is my fight. Like, you know, Dana White apparently last, I forget, like a month or two ago, he said that all the fight nights, you know, because people aren't paying that much money, I suspect, as the pay-per-views. Like the Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier fight, they're gonna have a crowd, but you know, we're not gonna have a crowd because we're at Apex. So I have one more fight of a crowdless arena. But I'm gonna use that as like, hey man, I lost count of how many fights I've had in that Apex Center, you know, or without a crowd, you know, with adding my first years on Contender Series, like you know, it's it is. I mean, it is what it is. Now, the next fight, because I'm gonna take out this big name called Mickey Gall, and I'm gonna do it with fashion, and I'm gonna hopefully convince Dana with my work, and specifically I would say my hands. The old me would say my hands, but every angle that you know Mickey Gall might see is gonna earn me, you know, another check or bonus. So, um, you know, that fight, that's gonna, whew, you know, like I'm gonna, you know, my heart gets pumping just thinking about it right now about fighting from the crowd. Like you said, it's I'm someone who likes to put on a show. You know, why not? We'll put our bodies on the line. I want to feel the influence I give on people firsthand. So I am ready to be in front of a crowd again.
As you mentioned before, you're with Teamfight Elevation, so it's a different ball game for you. You're now fighting and training with guys who are former world champs. You're training and working with guys who have fought Bellator, UFC, PFL, won championship. How much have you become a different fighter just from the last couple months of working with?
Oh man, well, you know, Factory X under Mark Montoya. He is it's been a dream come true, and I'm just so thankful to have someone of his caliber, you know, take me and adjust me and align me like he like as dead accuracy as his scope is. You know, I'm just getting aligned, I'm getting recalibrated under this man, and every time I step onto the mat with my training partners, they are testing, you know, my new aim because these guys are killers, like you said. I mean, I'm at a different gym. I'm at Factory X, but those we still have every bit of those less people in there. Besides one, because our manager doesn't let us fight UFC or ONE FC because they screw American fighters. So I'm so happy. I'm just I'm so excited. And the main reason I get this excitement is I actually feel like I've been training as hard as I absolutely could at one or under one of the most influential and just successful coaches in the game, and I have his approval. So, like I'm happy to like the confidence I feel. I actually believe in, like like which is big for a fighter because you always have to tell yourself you're gonna win even when you you're facing a monster, and you have a good chance of losing. You have a good chance of winning, but you also know that this is like if you're a big name, I want a big name. I don't want no easy fights. So you have to give that respect to your opponent. And now I have built a structure underneath a team with their foundation. It's like that. It just makes me feel confident enough to believe in my confidence. So if that makes sense.
Well, there you have it, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the newest member of Team Elevation Fight Team, and a man who'll be fighting Mickey Gall at UFC Fight Night Vegas. I give you it's none other than Jordan Williams. Jordan, before I let you go, where can fans check you out at? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website, and also who are the sponsors going to be for this fight coming up?
Hey, first off, like I said, Factory X is the gym I train under. You can't be saying stuff like Elevation. I don't represent Elevation. I represent Factory X first and foremost, right now. And I plan to represent them the rest of my career. So back to thanks for giving me the mic and the floor. I give a big shout out to Dr. Zara Figueiredo. Thank you so much for the stem cell therapy. I already feel a difference, and my edge has been sharpened because of you. Thank you so much. Shout out to another big sponsor, Rafael. Man, my dog. Thank you for being a continued sponsor and supporter throughout the years. A pep talk that's just given me nothing but light through my career. Another shout out. Let's say, I I'm sorry, we're gonna edit this. Another shout out is to my management. I want to give a big shout out to Jason House and everyone that helped me find this fight. Jeremy, the child man, my dogs, Jacob, finding me my sponsors. I want to give a shout out to Evolve Eats. Thank you, or Evolve. They are a food company that makes meal plans and really good ones, man. I don't have the time to eat a brisket or cook it, and now I have time to eat it without cooking it. And I really recommend you checking out what they have to offer you. And that's not a promo. That's like coming from a diabetic and someone who just like really appreciates good healthy food. So those are my shout outs right now. I appreciate every one of you that's helping me produce this career, and let's go get this W.
I'm very happy, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are proud to have Jordan Williams back on the show. Looking forward to his fight coming up once again. It'll be UFC Fight Night, July 24th. It was Mickey Gall. We come back for a lot more going on. Stay tuned for more great interviews coming up only on It Is Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol, only on Blue Wire Hustle Last Call YouTube channel.